came home in the morning, just a little bit ago. You were asleep in our bed, all twisted in your clothes. And the rain came down on our rooftop with the rhythm like this. Let the hair stand up on my shoulders when you open your mouth. You said, there's one thing that I mustn't feel. This is perfect. This is
Savitre Namaha. Om Savitre Namaha. Om Savitre Namaha. Om Savitre Namaha.
Heading 3. You got mail. You got mail. The day Earth called its heroes, so picture this. Humanity had just scored a massive victory through mindfulness, not with laser guns and explosions, but with breathing. Yes, actual breathing. We were all basking in a forever bliss, practically floating on clouds of inner peace, when suddenly, at 3:33 a.m. in East London, Adisa's phone decided to throw a cosmic wrench into his perfectly good velvet corridor of stars dream. It wasn't a cat video notification, oh no. It was a cosmic priority alert, flashing with a scrambled waveform that screamed, Mission, Impossible Cosmic Void Status, High Anomaly Code. Echoes from the Big Bang suggest Earth is trapped inside a giant cosmic void. Objective, investigate, declassify, illuminate, sender, unknown, but possibly yourself from a parallel timeline. This message will self-unravel once consciousness is engaged. Adisa blinked. What kind of joke does the universe play at dawn? He muttered, before spotting the ominous envelope on his windowsill, sealed with violet wax and the frankly fabulous insignia of Puff Poof ire. Clearly, the universe was not in a laughing mood, or was it? 1. The A-list of the unavailable and the LinkedIn miracle. Naturally, when Earth's very existence is in question, you call the big guns, right? So, the desperate Unification Federation went down their contact list, only to hit a brick wall steeper than a villain's ego. I can hear Hugh Laurie laughing in the background. Yeah, I see you. Probably off on your villain's Harley Davidson. They tried interstellar contacts. No joy. Apparently, Matthew McConaughey was still exploring new dimensions, and nobody had service out there. They tried Tom Cruise. Nope. He just wrapped up the final Reckoning Super Bowl. Don't ask, it was epic, and, true to legendary form, had vanished on one of his escapades, just like James Bond at the end of every icon movie. Utterly unavailable. They tried Riddick. Crickets. Probably still busy seeing in the dark or punching something that deserved it. They tried Brad Pitt on the Bradley line. No joy there either. Word was, he went so fast he literally disappeared, and nobody could find him. Maybe he outran his own shadow? And Nick Fury? Forget about it. They said he'd just sacked everyone except Black Panther. Budget cuts, probably. Oh, and Superman and Black Adam? Yeah, they were off somewhere fighting again. And the Federation groaned. They both cost too much money. Because, apparently, saving the universe is fine, but breaking the bank is not. It was a truly dismal showing from the usual suspects. But then, a glimmer of hope from the most unexpected quarter. The everyday London people, no one's quite sure how they did it, but rumor has it. Through a magical system called LinkedIn, they managed to contact none other than Sigourney Weaver from Alien 3. Clearly, a woman who knows a thing or two about dealing with terrifying, gooey threats in confined spaces. They're still waiting to get back from Picard and Deep Space Nice. And the Stargate seems to be still trying fine, RA. I think he's still laughing. And if that wasn't bizarre enough, then the Predators contacted us. Yes, those Predators. Apparently, a good hunt for truth in a cosmic void sounded like a smashing good time. And here's the kicker. It turns out Ripley and Predator are now one being, a formidable, slightly intimidating entity we've affectionately dubbed Rip Predator. Talk about a power couple. 2. The dream team assembles, sort of. So, with the A-list giving us the cosmic cold shoulder, our Earth-saving squad narrowed down to Adisa, the man whose dreams get cosmic distress calls. Rip Predator, the ultimate survivor-hunter hybrid, ready for anything the universe throws or voids at them. And the newest, electrifying addition, Oge Uzoegbo, now known as Black Lady Flash. Because when reality is warping, you absolutely need someone who can see and manipulate the very fabric of time and speed. And let's not forget the silent but powerful backbone, the resonate hum of the everyday London people, whose collective good vibes and linked-in wizardry are keeping this whole cosmic operation afloat. The void test, geometry, grandmother's hum, and a funhouse mirror. The mission was clear but utterly bonkers. Verify this chilling report that Earth might be trapped inside a 2-billion light year wide cosmic void. This wasn't just some empty space. It was warping reality, creating false readings, messing with time, and distorting cosmic truths like some celestial funhouse mirror. Now we can't be having that. Now can we? Adisa probably muttered. 3. Their first stop? Not a spaceship, but the underground mystic railroad, a philosophical dimension hidden between quantum strings, charmingly dubbed the Violet Silence Protocol. Time here is nonlinear. Stars hum forgotten lullabies, and Oge Uzoegbo could already feel the slightest temporal stutter in the air. This wasn't just a journey. It was a cosmic dive into the deep end, powered by a message from the Royal Astronomical Society and echoes from Adisa's grandmother's humming. Because why not combine cutting-edge science with ancestral earworms? Adisa, feeling the collective earth hum of the people and the silent intensity of his teammates, stepped forward and declared, "If we float in the emptiness, then let silence shape us. From earth hum, let echo become origin." And just like that, with a dramatic cosmic flourish, the stars rearranged themselves, not into a jumble, but into luminous, pulsating constellations of sacred geometry. Shimmering Vesica Pisces, interwoven Metatrons cubes, endless flower of life patterns, a cosmic diagnostic tool, vibrating with pure order. Adisa felt an ancient understanding click into place. Rip Predator's single glowing eye rumbled with deep recognition of truth's ultimate hunt. But Oge Uzoegbo, Black Lady Flash, saw it all differently. To her, these weren't just patterns, they were energy conduits, pathways of temporal flow. She saw the flickers, the minute stutters where the void's funhouse mirror effect was strongest, detecting temporal displacements and energy drains. She could trace where the void was trying to overwrite causality itself. 4. Holographic projections flickered within the glowing lines, distorted images of Earth's past with temporal jump cuts, muted nebulae with energy drains, and unsettling flashes of anti-patterns, broken symmetries hinting at the void's chaotic attempts to twist reality. This was it, the confirmation. The void was real, and it was a cosmic headache of epic proportions. But within the largest, centrally glowing flower of life, a single, stable point of light pulsated steadily, untouched by any distortion. A beacon, a core of truth. And Oge Uzoegbo, with her hyperspeed perception, saw it as a pure, unblemished anchor in the temporal fabric, a point of absolute now in the nonlinear chaos. Adisa, Rip Predator, and the resonant hum of the everyday people, now joined by the sizzling, barely contained energy of Oge Uzoegbo, Black Lady Flash, launch into the philosophical dimension known as the Violet Silence Protocol. Time is nonlinear here. Stars hum forgotten lullabies, and the very fabric of existence feels like a thought given form. Oge, vibrating at the edge of perception, feels the slightest dissonance in the temporal flow, a subtle drag on the quantum strings that only her unique connection to hyperspeed can detect. 5. Adisa, grounded by the collective hum, speaks with quiet authority. If we drift within the emptiness, let silence be our sculptor. Let the earth's hum shape our rhythm, and echo become origin. He pauses, as if aligning with something unseen. A memory surfaces, a voice from long ago. As the wise Caroline MYSS once echoed to me, even the slightest good that we do matters, now more than ever. And just like that, the constellations lean closer. Geometry listens. The void, momentarily, holds its breath. Suddenly, the stars rearrange themselves, not into random chaos, but into luminous, pulsating constellations of sacred geometry. They form vast, intricate fractals of light, shimmering Vesica Pisces, interwoven Metatron's cubes, and an endless bloom of flower of life patterns, stretching into the nonlinear depths of the violet silence protocol. These aren't just pretty shapes, they hum with a low, resonant frequency, a visual and auditory manifestation of pure cosmic order. Adisa feels an instantaneous, intuitive understanding of these patterns. It's as if the earth hum, combined with his grandmother's resonance, has unlocked an ancient part of his mind. He recognizes them not just as symbols, but as the fundamental building blocks of ethos reality, now laid bare and untwisted, despite the surrounding void. Rip Predator's single, glowing eye swivels, processing complex visual data at an impossible speed. A low, rumbling growl, more of an internal vibration than a sound, emanates from its composite form. It's not a growl of aggression, but one of recognition and deep, primal comprehension. The predator part of its being sees the ultimate hunt, the hunt for truth in the cosmic fabric, while the Ripley part recognizes the pure, unyielding structure that defies the chaos of the void. 6. Oge Yuzo Black Lady Flash, however, experiences the sacred geometry differently. For her, the lines aren't just static patterns, they're energy conduits, pathways of temporal and spatial flow. She sees the vibrant pulse of universal constant, but she also perceives the flicker, the almost imperceptible stutter in the rhythm of existence where the void's influence causes a misstep. Her enhanced perception allows her to trace the flow of cosmic truth through these geometric conduits, identifying exactly where the void's celestial funhouse mirror effect is most pronounced. She doesn't just see the distortion, she feels the temporal drag it exerts on reality, a minute slowing or accelerating of moments that conventional senses wouldn't detect. The sacred geometry patterns begin to subtly shift like a massive, organic kaleidoscope. As they do, holographic projections flicker within their glowing lines. Distorted images of Earth's past, moments of great unity and profound division, but viewed through a hazy, almost smudged lens, confirming the void's reality warping effect. Oge notes the precise temporal displacement within these images, the subtle jump cuts in history. Echoes of distant nebulae, their vibrant colors muted, their usual dance of creation slowed, suggesting the void's dampening influence on cosmic energy. Oge perceives the energy drain and the temporal ripple radiating from these affected areas. Brief, unsettling flashes of what seem to be anti-patterns, negative spaces and broken symmetries that hint at the void's chaotic influence, a direct counter to the harmonious geometry now revealed. Oge identifies these as moments where the void attempts to overwrite causality. 7. Adisa realizes that this isn't just an authentication of the void's existence. It's a diagnostic. The sacred geometry is acting as a cosmic diagnostic tool, revealing how the void is affecting reality by showing the deviation from perfect cosmic order. And within the largest, centrally glowing flower of life, a single, stable point of light pulsates steadily, untouched by the distortions. It's small, almost imperceptible, but it's there. A beacon, a core of truth within the grand distortion. Oge sees this point of light as a pure, unblemished anchor in the temporal fabric, a point of absolute now in the nonlinear chaos. The time is now. The rearranged stars coalesce, not into random patterns, but into luminous, pulsating constellations of sacred geometry. They form vast, intricate fractals of light, shimmering Vesica Pisces, interwoven Metatron's cubes, and an endless bloom of flower of life patterns, stretching into the nonlinear depths of the violet silence protocol. These aren't just pretty shapes, they hum with a low, resonant frequency, a visual and auditory manifestation of pure cosmic order. Adisa feels an instantaneous, intuitive understanding of these patterns. It's as if the earth hum from the everyday people, combined with his grandmother's resonance, has unlocked an ancient part of his mind. He recognizes them not just as symbols, but as the fundamental building blocks of reality, now laid bare and untwisted, despite the surrounding void. Rip Predator's single, glowing eye swivels, processing the complex visual data at an impossible speed. A low, rumbling growl, more of an internal vibration than a sound, emanates from its composite form. It's not a growl of aggression, but one of recognition and deep, primal comprehension. The predator part of its being sees the ultimate hunt, the hunt for truth in the cosmic fabric, while the Ripley part recognizes the pure, unyielding structure that defies the chaos of the void.
8.
Scene: Pulse Point Calibration Room. Enter the duality. In the luminous hum of the sacred geometry chamber, Rip Predator's glowing eye swivels like a blender in a thunderstorm, processing visual data faster than conspiracy theories on a group chat. Ripley, calm, sipping astral espresso. According to my calculations, this pattern is a recursive echo of truth, possibly encoded by the original architect consciousness. Predator, drooling in multidimensional excitement, architect. I wanna wrestle them. Do they smell like plasma? Ripley, adjusting monocle of judgment, they're not corporeal. They are a resonance stream. Predator, chomping on a Metatron's cube, streamy. Ripley, please stop chewing on sacred geometry. This is why the Nebula Council revoked our mythic insurance. Predator, tail wagging a little too fast. Was that the flower of life? Looks like it could be the snack of eternity. Ripley, that was the algorithm of divine order. And it cost 12 lifetimes to stabilize. Predator, licking the Vesica Pisces. Well, I ordered a side of chaos. The sacred geometry patterns begin to subtly shift like a massive, organic kaleidoscope. As they do, holographic projections flicker within their glowing lines.
9.
Distorted images of Earth's past, moments of great unity and profound division, but viewed through a hazy, almost smudged lens, confirming the void's reality warping effect. Echoes of distant nebulae, their vibrant colors muted, their usual dance of creation slowed, suggesting the void's dampening influence on cosmic energy. Brief, unsettling flashes of what seem to be anti-patterns, negative spaces and broken symmetries that hint at the void's chaotic influence, a direct counter to the harmonious geometry now revealed. Surya Maha, they're like cosmic roommates, one straying to maintain the balance of universal truth, the other thinks truth comes deep-fried and dipped in stardust gravy.
10.
Panel 6, Much Ado About Metatron, Void Diagnostics Theater. Scene: Inside the Pulse Point Calibration Chamber, a fractal cathedral where truth burns quietly and geometry weeps in holographic sincerity. The setup: as holographic projections ripple with false history and void-muddled timelines, Ripley stands rigid like a metaphysical librarian with an unpaid vendetta against entropy. Ripley, monotone, holding a luminescent pointer, observe the waveform instability on quadrant theta. Notice how the Vesica Pisces now contains dramatic irony. Meanwhile, Predator, sensing an ancestral itch to perform, leaps onto a floating Mobius stage formed entirely of recursive Shakespearean quotes and sacred fractals. 11. Predator performs. Predator, shouting into the void, cradling a glowing Metatron's cube, to thine own self be true, and if thou must chase a nebula, chase it dressed in moonlight and raw instinct. Ripley, adjusting quantum spectacles, that's not the diagnostic protocol. That's, well, actually, that's strangely accurate.
Predator, sniffing a collapsentimetrédio fractal fate.
Shall I compare thee to a stable timeline? Thou art more glitchy and less temperate. Ripley, we're not diagnosing Shakespeare, Gary. We're unpacking temporal drag. Fractal feedback loop. Suddenly, the void spits out holographic constructs in response, a cosmic clapback. Hamlet rendered in hexagonal geometry.
दिवाकरम् ॐ जपकुसुमसङ्काशं काश्यपेयं महाद्युतिम्.
Almost smudged lens, confirming the void's Predator performs. Distorted images of Earth's past, moments of great unity and profound division, but viewed through a hazy, almost smudged lens, confirming the void's reality warping effect. Echoes of distant nebulae, their vibrant colors muted, their usual dance of creation slowed, suggesting the void's dampening influence on cosmic energy. Brief, unsettling flashes of what seem to be anti-patterns, negative spaces and broken symmetries that hint at the void's chaotic influence, a direct counter to the harmonious geometry now revealed. Surya Maha, they're like cosmic roommates, one straying to maintain the balance of universal truth, the other thinks truth comes deep-fried and dipped in stardust gravy.
10.
Panel 6, Much Ado About Metatron, Void Diagnostics Theater. Scene, inside the pulse point calibration chamber, a fractal cathedral where truth burns quietly and geometry weeps in holographic sincerity. The setup. As holographic projections ripple with false history and void-muddled timelines, Ripley stands rigid like a metaphysical librarian with an unpaid vendetta against entropy. Ripley, monotone, holding a luminescent pointer, observe the waveform instability on quadrant theta. Notice how the Vesica Pisces now contains dramatic irony. Meanwhile, Predator, sensing an ancestral itch to perform, leaps onto a floating Mobius stage formed entirely of recursive Shakespearean quotes and sacred fractals. 11. Predator performs. Predator, shouting into the void, cradling a glowing Metatron's cube, to thine own self be true, and if thou must chase a nebula, chase it dressed in moonlight and raw instinct. Ripley, adjusting quantum spectacles, that's not the diagnostic protocol. That's strangely accurate. Predator, sniffing a collapsing time thread, oh fractal fate. Shall I compare thee to a stable timeline? Thou art more glitchy and less temperate. Ripley, we're not diagnosing Shakespeare, Gary. We're unpacking temporal drag. Fractal feedback loop. Suddenly, the void spits out holographic constructs in response, a cosmic clapback. Hamlet rendered in hexagonal geometry. Romeo and Juliet rewritten parallel timelines with tragic symmetry errors. King Lear manifests as an AI that misreads emotional intent in every dimension. Predator, unfazed, grabs a holographic skull encoded with Fibonacci sequences. Predator, somber, then breaking into giggles, alas. Poor Yorick. He was totally non-linearly aligned. Ripley, dead serious. That skull contains a compressed record of planetary misalignments. Put it down before you summon another paradox. Predator, I think he just asked me to do Macbeth in reverse.
12.
The pulse reacts. Suddenly, Grandma's hum harmonizes with the void diagnostics and Shakespearean echoes. The pulse point stabilizes. Ripley, astonished, well. Turns out drama is a valid resonance calibration tool. Predator, bowing dramatically. All the world's a void, and we are merely fractal players. Surya Maha, Rip Predator passed the trial. Ripley logged 77 anomalies. The void, momentarily confused. Riff changes/scene changes. Adisa realizes that this isn't just an authentication of the void's existence. It's a diagnostic. The sacred geometry is acting as a cosmic diagnostic tool, revealing how the void is affecting reality by showing the deviation from perfect cosmic order. And within the largest, centrally glowing flower of life, a single, stable point of light pulsates steadily, untouched by the distortions. It's small, almost imperceptible, but it's there. A beacon, a core of truth within the grand distortion. 13. Adisa, Rip Predator, and the resonant hum of the everyday people, now joined by the sizzling, barely contained energy of Oge Uzoegbo, Black Lady Flash, launch into the philosophical dimension known as the Violet Silence Protocol. Time is nonlinear here, stars hum forgotten lullabies, and the very fabric of existence feels like a thought given form. Oge, vibrating at the edge of perception, feels the slightest dissonance in the temporal flow, a subtle drag on the quantum strings that only her unique connection to hyperspeed can detect. Adisa, grounded by the collective hum, recites, "If we float in the emptiness, then let silence shape us. From earth hum, let echo become origin." Suddenly, the stars rearrange themselves, not into random chaos, but into luminous, pulsating constellations of sacred geometry. They form vast, intricate fractals of light, shimmering Vesica Pisces, interwoven Metatron's cubes, and an endless bloom of flower of life patterns, stretching into the nonlinear depths of the Violet Silence Protocol. These aren't just pretty shapes, they hum with a low, resonant frequency, a visual and auditory manifestation of pure cosmic order. Adisa feels an instantaneous, intuitive understanding of these patterns. It's as if the earth hum, combined with his grandmother's resonance, has unlocked an ancient part of his mind. He recognizes them not just as symbols, but as the fundamental building blocks of reality, now laid bare and untwisted, despite the surrounding void. 14. Panel 6. Dual Diagnosis. Rip Predator's Fractal Soliloquy. Scene. In the pulse point calibration chamber, sacred geometry hums around them, alive, listening. The team watches as Rip Predator steps into the center ring, pulled by ancestral magnetism and fractured memory. Overlay, flashback fragments of Bane, a figure cloaked in paradox, half mentor, half myth, now scattered across the cosmic ledger. Rip Predator's single, glowing eye swivels, absorbing the visual matrix at impossible.
They refuse to live in the new age. They're stuck in their old ways, like back in the days of Moses. Those that choose to see will live a life smelling like roses. Man, know thyself and you will know this. Know you own this. Know your soul's one of the oldest. That's why your DNA's one of the strongest. I feel like I'm one of the boldest to stand strong on my truth. If they take my life on the other side, I'll get a 21 gun salute. Boom! Selector, oh my gosh. Diamonds. Yeah. Some of the hardest lyrics I hear you. And that's old. Yeah. It was you that come up with the Moses one. Me? Yeah, the Moses. And I just carried it on. Was I saying about Moses? They're in the new age. They're stuck in their old ways, like back in the days of Moses. Those that choose to see will live a life smelling like roses. Yeah. Man, know thyself and you will know this. Know you own this. Know your soul's one of the oldest. That's why your DNA's one of the strongest. I feel like I'm one of the boldest to stand strong on my truth. If they take my life from the other side, I'll get a 21 gun salute. Boy, I didn't have that. I thought I had no, you did, yeah. You was the one that I'm sorry, some energies there, boy. It's like speaking through me.